Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Welcome to the kindergarten moving up ceremony of Diwan Elementary School for school year 2021-2022 with the theme K-12 graduates pursuing dreams and fostering resilience in the face of adversity. Together with our kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Juvencia A. Lumino. And now, let's begin the ceremony by showing our nationalism through singing the Philippine National Anthem, to be followed by a prayer, then the regional hymn, and the Zamboanga del Sur March.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, kaya sa sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tula ang awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang islang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iibig, makituwin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidinig. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pagkay mga aking, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Diyos ang nagpapasya. wondrous land where dreams unfold. Its people marching on the progress, horse and mounted, brave and true. Hand in hand with brother Filipinos, sa puso will make you great. We work unceasing without relenting, for country's might you can count on us. Come to beautiful Zamboanga Sur, welcome to God's great gift given to man. Share our joys and sorrows, join in the making of a wondrous land. Zamboanga del Sur, the bountiful, beloved by all hearts, great and small. We will live for you, we will die for you. Fearless is our Zamboanga del Sur. Come to beautiful Zamboanga Sur, welcome to God's great gift given to man. Share our joys and sorrows, join in the making of the wondrous land. Zamboanga del Sur, the bountiful, beloved by all hearts, great and small. We will live for you, we will die for you. Fearless is our Zamboanga del Sur.
To our active head teacher, Ma'am Nililet Alcominras, to our energetic and very supportive Diwan elementary teachers, parents, graduates, PTE officials, barangay officials headed by Honorable Barangay Captain Edwin Berondo, maayong adlaw kanatong tanan. Ako nang hinaot nga atong gihapong suportahan ang atong mga anak gani nahimong malampuson ang school year 2021 to 2022 bisan pa man sa COVID-19 pandemic nga atong gisagubang. Dako kay ko pasalamat nga wala gyud kakulian nahimo silang malampuson niini nga panahon. So good luck sa tanan. God bless.
My salute to all the DepEd dignitaries, to our workaholic and motherly Mrs. Nidolet Alcomendres, school head, teachers, parents, classmates, family and friends. A pleasant day to all. On behalf of the kinder completers, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all in our moving up ceremony. Despite against the hindrances, complete the curriculum. Thank you, and God bless us all.
My warmest greetings to all the school officials, administrators, faculty members and advisors, teachers, parents and guardians of the graduates and completers of school year 2021-2022. On behalf of the Department of Education, or DepEd, I am proud to celebrate the successes, the milestones, and achievements of this batch of graduates and promoted students in this year end of school rights with the theme K-12 graduates pursuing dreams and fostering resilience in the face of adversity. In the past 6 years, we committed our mandate to enhance the quality of education, broaden its access, and ensure its relevance in the rapidly changing world. DepEd endeavored to address each challenge by instituting programs and reforms in the department. We have fully implemented the K-12 curriculum and the aggressive reforms of Sulong Educalidad to produce globally competitive learners and teachers. We also expanded our mission for accessible education by strengthening the Alternative Learning System, or ALS, and the Last Mile Schools programs to reach more Filipinos. Likewise, we also established the National Academy of Sports and Education Futures Unit to create more opportunities for our learners to anticipate the future of the education system in the country. Committed to sustaining the momentum, the department has developed and implemented the Basic Education Learning Continuity Program, or BELCP, where we offered various learning modalities and produced award-winning initiatives such as DepEd TV, DepEd Commons at the height of the pandemic. Eventually, the department held its grounds against an unprecedented challenge in basic education as we progressively expand the reintroduction of face-to-face classes in the country. Indeed, education is a shared responsibility. This is why we express our utmost appreciation to our dear parents and teachers for being our partners in nurturing the youth throughout the years. To the class of 2022, resilience is in your blood. You have survived one of the toughest times in human history, yet still embraced education as your primary tool to success. I believe that with your passion and purpose, you can reach your dreams and change the world. May you keep on harnessing and imparting wisdom as together we will build a nation of competent global citizens and future leaders as well as good Filipino citizens. Thank you.
As the school head of Diwan Elementary School, it is my great honor to present the 27 preschool pupils, school year 2021-2022, of whom 16 are male and 11 are female, who have satisfactorily completed the early childhood education curriculum as prescribed by the Department of Education.
By the power vested upon me by the Department of Education as Public Schools District Supervisor of Mahayag South District, and upon the presentation of your school head that you have satisfactorily completed the academic requirements of the K-12 Enhanced Basic Education Curriculum as prescribed by the Department of Education, I now certify you completers of school year 2021-2022 and hereby recommends to our Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Maharani M. Jacinto, CESO 5, for the acceptance and confirmation.
By virtue of the authority delegated to me by the Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Maharani Makaraig Jacinto, CISO 5, as vested to her through Regional Director Dr. Ruth L. Fuentes, CISO 4, and by the Secretary of the Department of Education, Honorable Leonor Magtulis Briones, upon the presentation of your principal, certified by your Public Schools District Supervisor, Dr. Lito Pancho Bahian, that these candidates for moving up have satisfactorily complied all the requirements of the Enhanced Basic Education Curriculum for Kindergarten as prescribed by the Department of Education. I now confirm you completers of school year 2021-2022. Congratulations!
My dear friends, these are the kindergarten completers of school year 2021-2022. Agias Arve Floresta, son of Mr. and Mrs. Agapito Agias Jr. Blaya Dilzian Alferez, son of Mr. and Mrs. Daniel B. Blaya. Bon Giswil Gomilos, son of Mr. and Mrs. Zyril Elbon. Kabatuan Ezekiel, son of Miss L.V. Kabatuan. Castor Christian Ruiz Polance, son of Mr. and Mrs. Rolly Sr. B. Castor. Castor Ralph Tristan Muhammad, son of Mr. and Mrs. Fibrito B. Castor. De los Reyes Chris Leuven, son of Miss Christy de los Reyes. Liagoso Gracious Lan, son of Miss Roth Is Liagoso. Lombatan Revenzil Manzano, son of Mr. and Mrs. Bernie Reeve U. Lombatan. Mahinay Filmar Jr. Yungon, son of Mr. and Mrs. Filmar Mahinay Sr. Pantunial Chanwil Mayong, son of Mr. and Mrs. Mariel G. Pantunial. Sordelia Alfred Dalak, son of Mr. and Mrs. Albert B. Sordelia. Sozon Christian J. Alozo, son of Mr. and Mrs. Roman A. Zuzon. Tabanera Tyrone Jim Dago, son of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph R. Tabanera. Tolentino Gihail Signar, son of Mr. and Mrs. Celso C. Tolentino. Ibanez Russell Kim Pangan, son of Mr. and Mrs. Ramonito Ibanez. Adapon Kayla Jean Lanzaga, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jason L. Adapon. Andales Shamaine Polance, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ivan P. Andales. Barutag Resime Rama, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Mario G. Barutag. Calago Eliza Lanza, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Peter M. Calago. Castor Christine Reyes Colance, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rolly Sr. B. Castor. Colance Mayin Caparoso, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ruel B. Colance. Liagoso Rizalin Lailay, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Eleazar is Liagoso. Pasaje Crazy Love Dala, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rizalin is Pasay. Lando Frances Cabatuan, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. L.B. Cabatuan. Wamar Ethel Monieza, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jeffrey Wamar. Yungod Sarah Jane Tuba, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Angelo G. Yungod.
My sincerest congratulations to the graduates and completers of school year 2021-2022. Education has to continue. Despite the pandemic that has changed the landscape of our educational setup, you remain steadfast in your quest for quality education, even with the different learning modalities being introduced at your end. Hence, this year's theme, K-12 graduates, pursuing dreams and fostering resilience in the face of adversity, speaks about being resilient no matter what life brings, either adversities, challenges, or triumphs. Being resilient against the pandemic time is your weapon in handling the hardship in life to become better and productive citizens of our country. Today is a significant milestone in your life as a learner. Your graduation and completion day, a moment to celebrate after 2 years of coping with the demands of time. Your Mahayag South District will always look upon your relentless perseverance and resilience as you tread another academic journey in your life. Be the best of what you are and have, yet remain humble and nimble. Be a bearer of light to others, as our district mantra encompasses, always into excellence, never out to competence. Always put your trust in God, reach for a brighter future. No amount of pandemic will stop your dreams. Congratulations to your school heads and teachers who have nurtured you to become what you have accomplished today. Conversely, to your parents who shared light to education in this trying time and accepted the responsibility as partners in education. Equally, to our local stakeholders for their resources in ensuring full support, your education may not hamper or put you at a disadvantage. Again, congratulations!
A blessed day to all of us. This could be the most or one of the most momentous and memorable graduation day, because this could be the last virtual graduation that you will be attending. To our graduates' parents, congratulations. And let me share with you 6 lessons we have learned from the lockdown and pandemic. You might be wondering, why lessons from pandemic at this graduation or completion day? Because we all know that the best lessons are learned during hard times, and the best lessons we learn are during the most difficult times of our lives. Let me start with the first lesson, and it's about family. Family and home is indeed a gift. We realize that during pandemic, our bonding time with our husbands, with our children, are the longest during this time. During this pandemic, we come to learn that we come to know more of our children, because we spend most of our time, we could eat lunch, breakfast, and dinner together. We come to know more about each other during this pandemic. And I think the best place we could be during the lockdown is our respective homes, di ba? It's the safest place we could be. And we realized that without a family during the lockdown could be the scariest thing, because indeed family is a gift from God. The next lesson which I would like to share with you is about when you have all the reasons to quit, never ever quit. I would say resiliency, the best characteristic of Filipinos, and adaptability are the keys why we survive all this. Some of our lolos and lolas may have been born or alive during the World War II, and they experienced that schools were closed for 4 years during pandemic. But we at the Department of Education, we continued. We opted to provide education and tried our best to provide quality education through printed modules, through online learning, through radio-based or TV-based instructions. In other words, we do not allow pandemic. We may consider schools to be closed because from time to time, parents go to school to get their students' module, but it's never quitting. We never stop providing education because we know what will happen if pandemic would last for 5 years. Does it mean 5 taon hindi papasok yung mga bata? So, kung grade 7 ka ngayon, dapat 4 na taon yung maaaksaya sa'yo. But we all believe that never stop at the most difficult time or giving way to pandemic will not develop better individuals, better citizens of the country, of the world. So as a person, as a learners, I know in your young life, in your student life, there would be difficulties that would come your way. It could be a heartbreak, pwede kang ma-heartbroken, pwede kang, there would be some challenges in your life like sickness, financial challenges, and other trials that may come your way. But never quit. Just like us, don't stop, because these are just things that those are temporary things. Daanan mo lang. Learn to fight. Learn to survive. As I have stated, thank God we are all alive after almost 3 years of the COVID virus. We are here because we never quit living. We never stop breathing. We never stop studying. And we are learning. The next lessons which I would like to highlight is about be like ants. Yung mga langgam. Well, we all know that the most important characteristic of the ants are they are capable of they invest wisely. During summertime, ano bang ginagawa ng mga langgam? Di ba they try to store food, preparing themselves or preparing for the rainy days. Investing wisely means putting your best in the resources that you have. Resources can be time, it can be money, it can be your talent. So, be like us. We never know when the next pandemic or when the next trials of your life may come your way. But if you have invested on something, like kung may pera kang nilagay sa bangko, meron kang mawi-withdraw. Kung ikaw ay nag-aral na mabuti, for me, and I think your parents would agree with me, that education is the best investment. That's why your parents are working hard for you to be able to get good education. So, what will be your job as students? Study harder, because if you invest wisely by reading books, studying well, meron kang huhugutin pagdating ng kinabukasan mo. Hindi ka magugutom. Kung may edukasyon ka, meron kang magandang trabaho na pwede mong makuha. So, invest wisely, be like ants. The next lesson is about life itself is a lesson. Again, connected to dun sa number 3, dun sa third lesson, which is investing wisely, no? Whether you like it or not, being in isolation can be taken in a positive or in a negative way. As I have stated, isolation by itself is very negative because man is a social being. But look at it this way. I myself, I was able to experience, deep and dark isolation when I contacted COVID. And when I was at home, trying to get well, to recover, I came to realize and to learn a lot of things. I realized that reading more, researching more, will help me overcome my boredom. Just like you, what have you learned? What skills have you learned from isolation? For our students, ano bang natutunan nyo during wala kayong ginagawa? You know, let's not allow boredom and negativity for us to bring out the best in us. Alam ko during pandemic, maraming naging plantita, maraming mga fur babies tayo, marami tayong good habits that we develop. And this is what I'm telling you, that we learn, let's make, or let's be optimistic instead of being more negative. Huwag tayong maging nega sa pagkakataon na tayo ay naiinip na. May kasabihan that an idle mind is a devil's workshop. Pag wala kang ginagawa, doon pumapasok lahat ng mga negativity. So instead of swallowing or wallowing in self-pity, learn to adapt, learn to think, or why don't you come up with some good things that you can develop, skills that you can develop. As I have stated, napakarami pwede kang mag-alaga ng isda, ang dami mong pwedeng gawin. Spending more time with your parents, having a nice conversation, a simple meal, learning how to cook can be a good way of overcoming some negativity and anxieties that you might have felt during isolation or during a long stay of lockdown. Another lesson which I think is very, very important is there's always good in every bad situation. I think this is somewhat connected with bringing out the best in some of the worst situation. This can only be overcome when you don't put a limit on what you can do. For the students, sa mga graduates natin, young adults, marami tayo kasi mga self-imposed limitation, like isipin natin, hindi ako mag-i-engineering kasi mahina ako sa math. Hindi ako kukuha ng journalism kasi hindi ako marunong sa English. But these are, before you know it, these are just self-imposed limitations. Because when you put a limit right there and there, chances are you're not giving yourself an opportunity to grow. And I hope this pandemic has taught you that stretching your limit is the best way for us to survive this pandemic. And yun yung napatunayan natin. Kasi kung hindi tayo naging adaptive, if you don't adapt in the modular or printed modular system, if you don't allow or if you don't adapt to online distance learning, hindi ka matututo. You know, this pandemic has robbed us in a lot of things. During the last 3 years that we are in lockdown, maraming pagkakataon na hindi tayo nakapag-celebrate ng birthday na kasama natin yung mga friends, family members. Maraming pagkakataon na we're not able to shake hands, we're not able to see eye to eye or face to face with our loved ones and other friends. But I hope this pandemic would also somehow taught us a lot of things that life during pandemic has taught us many lessons. It's a lessons to be learned. And we are learning and we are growing. Because that's what life is all about. We continue to learn. It's a learning process. Habang nandito tayo sa mundo, while we are still alive, give yourself an opportunity to learn new things and to better improve yourself and to overcome your fears. Do not impose limits on what you can do. And finally, last but not the least, is it takes really a village to educate a child. I guess every parents would agree with me that tutoring or helping your kids to answer their respective modules is not very easy. You realize now, ang hirap palang magturo. Ang hirap pala ng buhay ng isang teacher. I hope parents would realize that it's not an easy task to teach your children. And for us, DepEd, there are 27 million Filipino learners across the country. And during pandemic, during the opening of the limited face-to-face, which started last November, we realized, and I hope many parents would realize, that the excitement that the students felt during the first day of the limited face-to-face is an indication by itself that students, children, or youth miss school. Iba yung face-to-face engagement with the teachers. Teachers remain to be the most essential factor in the learning environment. Yung face-to-face hindi natin matatawaran na kaharap natin yung nagtuturo sa atin. And parents would realize it's very difficult if you play the role of a parents and teachers at the same time. And we at the Department of Education, we just don't stop. We embrace the challenge kahit may pandemic pa, kailangan buksan na ang klase because this is one realization. Statistics would show that many students who know how to read and write unlearn. When you say unlearn, yung mga dating marunong magbasa at magsulat, after almost 3 years of lockdown, na hindi sila pumapasok ng face-to-face sa school, nakalimutan nila kung paano magbasa at magsulat. This is very alarming because in education, there's these principles that after so long a time that you don't get to practice, you might forget it. That's the principle of unlearning. And so, with what we have gone through during pandemic, as an educator, I would like to congratulate all the teachers, the institution that you represent, the administrators, because we are slowly getting back to the normal. It may not be the old normal because it would never be 100% capacity in the school. That means we will be implementing hybrid learning wherein there would be students going to school and there would be students who are still online or in their modular scheme, but this should be done alternately in order to provide measures that will help or prevent the spread of virus. As the vaccination rate increases and as the COVID cases decline, I hope our aim or our goal to put premium on education never fades.
To our teachers, honorary guests, parents, students, and graduates, good afternoon. Feeling of greatness and dignity reign in my heart, for you have chosen me as your guest speaker of today's significant occasion. Before I go further with my speech, may I first congratulate the graduates, for today marks the attainment of your dreams. Today is a proof that you have surmounted the challenges of elementary education. You are victors at this moment because you have attained your victory. You have acquired the knowledge and skills necessary for you in stepping the next ladder of learning. Second, I want to congratulate you parents, for you are now harvesting the fruit of your sacrifices. You have done a big part in molding these children from their birth until this very moment. You are the forerunners in education of your children, molding their behavior and characters, abilities, and knowledge. The next persons whom I would like to congratulate are of course the teachers. You have successfully done great responsibilities in bringing these children to what they are now. Your undying love, guidance, and commitment to teach these children have made great changes in their lives. We can say that they are now better persons because of you. I would like to ask you, did education change your life? Your answer would be yes. Once you were just young children who knew little, but as you have entered elementary, you are now changed intellectually. There was a time that you can neither read nor write, but as you proceed onward on your studies, you have learned a lot. You have gained knowledge, skills, and talents which you can use as you go forward on your study. You are now intelligent and talented individuals brought by education. You now possess values, virtues, and winning attitudes which make you considered as a good citizen of our community and be considered today as a great pride in our dear alma mater. Indeed, education changes our lives. Many persons came from poor family became successful in life because of education. Take for instance your teachers. My dear graduates, look at your teachers. Once they were just like you, but because of embracing education, they are now one of the noblest people of all. Having the ability to impart your knowledge and enhance your skills and talents. Truly, education is a big help in attaining goals in life. Always remember that education is dignity, your assurance to have a progressive life. This is your investment to achieve prosperity. On the other hand, my dear graduates, you should not forget that today is not merely an end yet a beginning. As you end up your elementary education, you have been proved with knowledge and wisdom. However, it doesn't end up with that. More changes towards the betterment of your lives are offered by it. If you will continue striving, more knowledge and skills will be acquired by you. After a couple of months, you'll be entering the secondary education. During these times, you'll be acquiring more wisdom and you will also encounter new challenges. That is why you should make it well. This will be your preparation to your tertiary education. To last, as education changes lives, grab this opportunity. Take education with all your heart and mind and spirit. To the graduates, again I say congratulations and mabuhay.
Ako ang pagtahod o pagyut po sa ato ang Division Superintendent si Ma'am Maharani Jacinto, ang uban po sa iyang supervisor si Lito Bahian, Force of Diwan Elementary School, Ma'am Ninit Alcomindras, Barangay Official, Barangay Captain Italiano Birondo Jr., uban sa mga ginikanan, mga kabataan, ang ilabi na katuning graduate karong mga tuiga bisan sa pandemic nga ato na miaging panahon, wala kita magpadaog niini, magmalampuson, magmadaogon gyapon kita sa maong gibuhaton. Uban pud sa ato pagpaningkamot usab sa ato ang mga magtutudlo. Ug uban sa mga kauban ni Ma'am Ninit nga mo'y sa matag grado nga kanunay intan sila nag-survive sa kabataan uban sa mga ginikanan nga nining mga tuigan magkalampuson kita, mapasalamaton kita dako sa labaw makagagahaw mga masiya naggagya kanunay sa ato ang mga kabataan o mga ginikanan alang sa kadaogan o kalampusan nining graduation karon ika 73 katuig ang milabay ning katuigan. O hindi na ako tason ako pagpulong, daghang salamat ug maayong hapon sa tanan.
In behalf of Diwan Elementary School Teaching Force, spearheaded by our very active school head, Mrs. Nilolet C. Alcomendras, together we say, Thank you to all individuals who did their share in making this occasion a very successful one. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Bye!